B pill stop pregnancy, or does it break it up if it's already?
So Plan B, did everybody hear Plan B before? Okay. So Plan B is called emergency contraception. It's not a method of abortion. If you're already pregnant, it's not going to stop the pregnancy, okay? It's to prevent pregnancy. We can give it up to 5 days after unprotected sex, so 120 hours after unprotected sex. And what it does is it works in it's a female hormone, progesterone. So it's one of the hormones that's in a birth control pill, but a higher dose. And we just give you one pill, okay? So the sooner the better. Like if you have unprotected sex tonight, you would probably want to come down to us in health services tomorrow. Even though I say you have up till 5 days, what's today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you don't want to say, I'll wait till Tuesday and see, I'll have 5 days. The longer you wait, the less effective it is. It works in 3 different ways. It stops fertilization, implantation, and ovulation. So it stops your body from releasing an egg. So if you don't release an egg and sperm are inside you, they have nothing to join with, okay? So it stops ovulation, it stops implantation. What happens is every month a female uterus is preparing to get pregnant, right? The uterine lining, the endometrial lining is growing and getting thicker and thicker, waiting for an egg to join with the sperm in the fallopian tube and travel down and implant itself there. Well, once a month, your body will say, well, geez, there was no egg and sperm that fertilized. It didn't it didn't implant itself on my uterus. I don't need this anymore. And you shed your lining. That's what a period is. Well, it stops that lining from building up so that nothing can implant itself there. And then the third thing is it inhibits fertilization in that it makes the vagina a hostile environment. It changes the pH of it, makes it more acidic, and sperm like a more alkaline environment. So it makes it a little more hostile so sperm can't get through, and it changes the cervical mucus. So Plan B works in those 3 different ways. The primary way it works is stopping ovulation. So you have 5 days, and if you think about it, we said how long is sperm alive in a female? If a guy ejaculates in a girl, 3 days. How long is an egg viable when it's traveling through, 12 to 24 hours? And it takes 5 days for when that joins to travel all the way down and implant itself on the uterus. That's where we get the 5 days from, okay? So that's how Plan B works. If you're already pregnant, and it already implanted there, and it was already fertilized, it can't stop fertilization if it already happened. If it already attaches itself to that lining's well built, it can't stop it, and it's not going to, the environment make it any more hostile because the sperm already got through. So that's why it won't stop a pregnancy that's already in place. But it's a very good method to be given for someone who had unprotected sex within the first 5 days, okay? The better thing to do would be to be on a hormonal method all the time. So being on the pill every day decreases your chances much more likely of getting pregnant than Plan B. Plan B is about 87% effective, like 88%. Being on the birth control pill is what, 99.8% effective if you take it consistently and correctly. So you're better protected if you're on the birth control pill than if you take Plan B. But if you're not on the birth control pill, a condom broke, whatever happened, you weren't planning for something and, it happened, then definitely Plan B. We carry it in health services. I think it's $35, and that includes the visit, the pregnancy test, because if you're already pregnant, we're not going to give it to you. The visit, the pregnancy test, and the Plan B. I think if you go over to Target, you can just buy it. Anybody who's 17 or older doesn't need a prescription for it in the drugstores anymore. So, and even men can buy it in the drugstores. And I believe it's like $50 or $55 over at Target, somewhere like that, okay? Yeah.
Since we're talking about birth control, when you're on birth control for a number of years, is it true that when it comes the time in your life that you decide that you want to have a child, do you have to wait a number of years for your body to go back and adjust?
So if you're on birth control and you would get pregnant, you can get pregnant right away. That's why birth control, that's why you have to remember to take a pill every day. Because if you skip If you skip one pill and take it right away the next day, you're probably okay. If you skip more than 2 pills, you should use condoms, and you're also a candidate for emergency contraception if you've had sex within those 2 days. Because it has such a short half-life, that's why you have to take a pill every day. Now, some people will say, if you say, oh, you know, I'm on birth control pill, but I'm planning on getting pregnant, you know, in 6 months. Sometimes your provider might say, you know, go off it for 2 months, let your body get used to, you know, not being on it, and then get pregnant, but you can get pregnant right away. Now, some hormonal methods of birth control, it takes longer to get pregnant once you stop them. One of them is Depo-Provera, that's a shot, like either in your arm or your butt every 3 months. And that can take up to 18 months till you get a normal period again, or to get pregnant. You can get pregnant right away, but sometimes it can take longer, but still, no, you can get pregnant right away. It's a good question. Anybody else? Everyone has.
All right, does it mean if you don't use it, you'll lose it?
Oh, okay, so is it true or is it mean? What did that say? Is it?
Does it mean if you don't use
Oh,
it?
does it mean if you don't use it, you lose it? No, not at all. And it's fine, you know, sometimes people think if they're sexually active, they have to remain sexually active. You can be sexually active and you can like take a break and decide to be abstinent. And we see that in health services all the time. Someone will come in and we always ask them certain questions, and it's not that we want to know your deep, dark secrets or we need ideas for when we go home. It's nothing like that. It's more to provide you with the best health care. So we'll say to you, hey, when was your last period? What are you using for birth control? Are you taking any medicine? And sometimes some students will say, oh, I use condoms, or sometimes they'll say I'm on the pill, and we'll say which one. Or sometimes then the next time they come in, maybe a month later, they'll say I'm abstinent. And that's fine, you can change back and forth. If you decide to take a break from sex for a while, you're not going to lose that ability. Females are still going to ovulate, men are fertile 24/7, you know, whether they're having sex or not. Your body adjusts to that, so no, you won't lose it. Yeah.
Does having anal make you gay?
What do you think the answer is to that?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
First of all, gay isn't the right word.
Like guy to guy? Like, I mean,
Well, I don't know. We could say guy to guy. We could say guy to girl. We could say girl to guy with strap on, right?
I think.
We could say girl to girl with strap on. So how would we answer that?
Depends on the situation.
Okay.
Guy to guy is gay, girl to girl is gay. And then you taking it, like a guy taking it from a girl, it's a little weird, but if you want to leave that.
That is not weird.
I'm sorry, I'm just.
So a lot of it is almost like personal, you know, personal belief or personal preference. But your orientation is who you're attracted to. Okay, whether it's a guy or a girl or somewhere in between, and it can change over time. It's fluid. Okay, it's not written in stone. It's more written in jello. It can change. Okay.
Your orientation?
Yeah, sometimes your orientation can change.
Really?
Did you ever, Kinsey, the Alfred Kinsey, the sexologist, anybody hear of him? Kinsey? The Kinsey Institute is in Indiana University. He came up with an orientation scale, and he showed how orientation is fluid. It can be fluid over time. But I forget where I was going with this.
So this is just one scientist, like one guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's others that say that as well. But where were we? Oh, so I said orientation is whom you're attracted to. But behavior sometimes is different than your orientation. So someone could identify as gay and engage in anal sex, or someone could identify as straight or as heterosexual and engage in anal sex. So they're two different things. Behavior and orientation are not the same thing. Okay? But a lot of times we think them together. Oh, if you have this certain behavior, this is your orientation. But the two are very different. Okay? That was a good question.
It's a big sheet of a question, just putting that out there.
What was that?
They didn't write it on there, but they folded it and put it in, so somebody cheated.
Oh. Well, we'll have to make up a question for that. Anyone want to make up a question? That was a fun question.
guys. This isn't really a scientific one. Okay, what's your favorite part about sex?
So this is a question we throw out to the audience. Go ahead.
My favorite part is like the connection.
The connection.
I just
Good.
had sex with random people. I don't understand how
Okay.
people do that.
So your favorite part is the connection between two people. Anybody else? Okay. So Kat says what it stands for. And she says it stands for love. She's a romantic. That's so What's that?
I look like Audrey.
Oh.
I love her to death.
Yeah.
She does, doesn't she?
I think Kat's gorgeous, isn't she?
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just talk about cute Kat.
No, she is. Look at her.
Okay, changing the subject.
Okay. Did we answer that one okay? Do more people want to go around?
I'm the guys talking. I'm the only guy speaking.
Yeah.
I want to ask a guy what their favorite part is because
Oh, go ahead.
for a guy, I'm not trying to put y'all out there, but a guy who can have sex with multiple females, random parties and stuff like that. I just want to know how, what is it about? Like, how can y'all do it? Like, some females just, are very picky. Oh, I want to do it with my boyfriend and stuff. And I know a lot of men, females do it too, but a lot of men that can just have sex with anything, anybody. So what is it? Like, how can y'all just do it? There's no connection. Y'all just do it. It's fun. I don't know.
So what do you think? And help. She has a question. She needs your help. What do you think about how Kat mentioned that for her it's more of a love thing? So there's different styles of love, and yours is more of like a romantic, and yours was more of like a connection, one-on-one connection. But there's other styles of love. There's like a playful love, like love them and leave them. That's called ludos. That's a different style of love. And somebody might have that style. That might be what you were talking about. Or there's like a roller coaster style type love. More sort of like manic and that type of thing. But can anyone help her out with that answer? She was one of
Like
our.
arbitrary sex kind of?
Yeah. What do you think about that? She wants to know why do some, she's not saying all guys, but why do some guys will sleep with, how did you put it?
Sleep with
multiple females, like y'all can just do it, like some guys can just do it on the regular, just come from her, don't take her home. Like, what's up with it? Like, you don't need to do it, you can do it. I don't understand.
What do you think?
No, none of y'all do that, that's good.
Good.
Is it the number thing? Yeah, I always wonder for guys if it's like the number, because for girls,
Yeah.
the number is kind of shameful, no matter how big or how small the number is, it's still shameful.
What do we call a girl that sleeps around?
A whore. A harlot.
All those. What else?
Take it back with your sex.
That.
Make it white.
I was thinking of a different word.
Is it like an actual term?
Yeah. You'll know it as soon as I say it.
What?
But it was all the things that you said.
Cougar?
Bimbo?
How and nympho? Did you ever hear that? Nymphomania? What's the synonymous term for a guy that sleeps around? I'm sure you never heard of it. Yeah, successful. What else? How about the female terms are more derogatory? A female was nymphomaniac. The male counterpart term for that is called satyriasis. How many people ever heard of that?
I thought